If you want a conference where the regular season usually tells you who the best teams are, but the tournament still has enough randomness to change the outcome, that's the MAAC. Only 6 teams qualify for the conference tournament, and it's double elimination. That format typically favors depth and consistency, but it also creates scenarios where one hot offense or one reliable pitching staff can control the whole weekend. So let's talk about the teams. We'll start with Ryder, the most stable profile in the league. In 2025, Ryder finished 23-6 in MAC play, the best regular season record in the conference. In conference games, they hit 299 as a team with 29 home runs. That combination matters in a tournament setting because it reduces reliance on perfect execution. A couple of swings can erase mistakes. On the mound, Ryder posted a 4.82 conference ERA. It's not elite, but it's functional when paired with an offense that consistently scores early. In a 6-team bracket, Ryder doesn't need to overperform. If they play to the baseline, competitive starts, limited walks, and league average offense, the format naturally works in their favor. Next, we have Fairfield, the most complete challenger. They went 23-10 in MAC play and proved their postseason ceiling by winning the conference tournament. Offensively, Fairfield hit 279 in conference games, but the separation comes from impact. 43 home runs, the most in the conference. Pitching is where they tighten games, though. A 4.22 conference ERA gives them flexibility to win both low-scoring and slugfest type games, as you can see with that power that they have. If they align the top arms early in the bracket, their power profile gives them one of the highest ceilings in the league over a 4-day stretch. Now, we have Quinnipiac, who represents the highest variance team at the top. They finished 17-13 in MAC play, but the offensive numbers are loud. In conference games, they hit 308 with 42 home runs, one of the most aggressive power profiles in the league. The trade-off, though, is obviously pitching. A 6.34 conference ERA creates a lot of volatility. If Quinnipiac gets 2 strong starts and avoids bullpen damage, their offense is capable of outscoring anyone in the bracket. On to the dark horses. Sacred Heart finished 17-13 in conference play and sits right in the middle of tournament danger zone. They hit 30 home runs in MAC games and paired that with a 4.72 conference ERA, giving them legitimate two-way balance. If Sacred Hearts wins one winner's bracket game, their depth allows them to stay alive deep into the weekend. Next, we're going to move on to my second dark horse, Siena. They also were 17-13, profiles as a classic grinder type team, and they hit 292 in conference play. But the pitching numbers, a 6.09 ERA, suggest they're built more for chaos than control. If games turn into high-scoring, momentum-driven matchups, Siena becomes really uncomfortable to play against. And lastly is my last dark horse, Mount St. Mary's. They finished 15-13, safely inside the cut line. With 27 home runs, they have enough power to steal a game from a higher seed. They don't need to win 3 straight, they just need to disrupt the bracket once. Now, let's talk about the regular season standings and my bracket. At the number 1 seed, I have Ryder. And then, secondly, I have Fairfield and Sacred Heart. And next, I'll move on to Siena, who I have at 4, and then Quinnipiac at 5, and Mount St. Mary's at 6. These teams consistently finish above 500 in conference play and showed enough balance to survive the MAC schedule. That's why this is my projected 2026 MAC tournament field. But my winner has got to be Ryder. And analytically, it makes sense. A 23-6 conference record, nearly 300 team batting average, and enough pitching stability to avoid blowups give them the best combination of floor and margin. In a double elimination format, the team that needs the least to go right usually wins, and that's Ryder. They just need to play their own style of ball, and they're going to find a way to win this thing. Next, I'm going to move on to my player of the year, Luke Nomura. In 2025, he hit 332 with 14 home runs, 52 RBIs, and an OPS north of 1,000. He combined average, power, and on-base production while playing every day in the infield. And this is what the player of the year looks like: consistent production, high usage, and visibility on a top MAC team. For pitcher of the year, we're sticking with Brian Young of Ryder. He went 8-0, posted a 2.64 ERA, and threw 81 innings and struck out 69 hitters. In a league where workload matters, Young separated himself by being both durable and dominant, the clearest pitching profile in the conference. So that's the MAAC. It continues to be a league where numbers reward consistency, but the tournament still demands constant execution. If you disagree with Ryder or think another bat deserves Player of the Year over Nomura, drop your pick and your reasoning below in the comments section. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.